Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
We had a top 15 showdown tonight. Purdue goes into Champaign to take on Illinois. Shot clock winding down, less than 20 seconds to go, and Braden Smith says, "Good night, Illini." Purdue 77, Illinois 71. The Purdue Boilermakers are 27-3. Jeff Goodman, Purdue finding a way. They complete the season sweep of the Illini. What did you take from this game?
Well, I thought this was kind of the one win that you wanted to see from them this year because they had come out of the gate so well earlier in the season, winning games on neutral courts against really good teams. And obviously in Indianapolis, I was there, they beat Arizona. So they've beaten a lot of really good teams, but the Big Ten isn't that strong. We kind of looked at it as a two-horse race, Purdue and Illinois. And the one tough game was going to be have to win in Champaign. And they go down, they go down 6, they go down 10, and Zach Edey's carrying them in the first half. And then the second half, they did what they're going to need to do in the NCAA tournament. He's going to need to get help. He's gotten it all year, and he got it in the most difficult, I thought, atmosphere that Purdue played in all year. Like you said, Braden Smith hit a big one. Fletcher Loyer hit 2 huge ones. Lance Jones, when Zach Edey grabbed an offensive board, he could have put it right back up. What did he do? He passed it to a wide open Lance Jones who hit a 3. So it's kind of everybody helping out. And Loyer, to me, is still that X factor. Because, again, when he's going, man, are they tough to beat.
Coach McCall, your takeaways from the win for the Boilers to go to 27-3 on the season.
I think you looked 2 weeks ago and you had this game circled because you thought, all right, maybe this is what the Big Ten is going to come down to. It's going to come down to this game. Purdue had lost a couple. Illinois, had won a couple, and we're like, okay, now let's see who's for real. And all year it was like, okay, who's the second best team in the Big Ten? And then we got to 2 weeks ago, and it was like, all right, we may find out who's the best team in the Big Ten. And Purdue just proved it. They proved it again tonight. And whether it's Loyer, Smith, we know what we're going to get from Zach Edey, but they proved it tonight. And they proved why they're in the category in itself in terms of them, UConn, and Houston, of the 3 best teams in the country. But they solidify themselves tonight, much like they've done all season, on who's the best team in the Big Ten. Really, really impressive win. And look, this is what they're going to have to do. In tight games, other guys are going to have to step up. It's not always going to be Zach Edey to be able to make a play. Other guys are going to have to be able to step up and make those types of plays, and they proved it. And those guards have continued to grow, get better. Loyer, Smith, they've been through a lot. And they were the ones that were taking the blame for what happened last year. I've said this all season long. That team is comeback focused. They're hungry. They're determined. I don't think there's any way that they don't get to the Sweet 16.
Jeff, are you all in on Purdue being I'm going to go further than the Sweet 16. I'm going to say being in a regional final because we all know how the tournament works. But after everything that you've seen this season here, but let's face it, now is the time to answer this question. We've given it months and months and months. If I'm giving you the chips, are you willing to back Matt Painter and the Boilers to say, yeah, they're going to be in that regional final. They're going to be 40 minutes from Arizona?
So, yes, because I trust Braden Smith every night for the most part. Now, he wasn't great in the first half, but pretty much I trust Braden Smith to show up every night. He's a different player than he was a year ago. I've talked about this before. Last year, you got to remember, he didn't play all preseason. He was coming off that injury, didn't do anything. So I think he wore down a little bit. Plus, you didn't give him enough help in the backcourt. Now you've got a veteran. You've got Lance Jones. I don't always trust Lance Jones's decision-making. I think he takes some bonehead shots sometimes, but he's willing to take them. He's willing to take them, and I think this team needs a guy that's fearless. And Mason Gillis has been terrific shooting the ball this year. Hummel goes back at me all the time when I'm like, I don't know if I trust them shooting the ball. He's like, well, they're the number 1 3-point shooting team in the country. And I've kind of said all year, well, yeah, they are in the regular season, but what are they going to do when it matters most? Are they going to freeze up again? I don't think they're going to freeze up again. I think this team is for real. I think they're a year older with their key pieces with Braden Smith and Lawyer. Still, I'm worried about a little bit, but he's going to have an off game or two in the tournament. But you know what? There's other guys certainly capable of stepping up, and you got the best player in the country who gives everybody uncontested threes.
Coach, I know that you believe in Purdue. I want to flip this, though, to the other side of the game. All right? Illinois, this was an opportunity. They dropped to 22-8. They shoot 4 for 16 from 3. Honestly, to be in the game to the degree they were in it, despite really allowing Purdue to hit 5 more triples, there's a slight encouragement there. The other side is Terrence Shannon, Purdue defended him. Purdue locked him down, did a great job of guarding him. Purdue held Terrence Shannon to 3 for 13. What's the takeaway from the Illinois side of things? And Coach, as the month of March rolls on, what's your honest expectation level? What determines what the Illini are going to do in March?
Fanta, I think you just hit it. Like this was a close game. And Purdue shoots 56% from 3, and Illinois shoots 25. Like, the game should not even been that close if you're looking at based just on the numbers. So Illinois is for real. They just didn't play that great tonight. And they kick in a couple more threes, and the outcome of this game could be completely different. So I don't think I would not be shocked if Illinois is a Final Four team. They have the talent. Domask, Terrence Shannon didn't have his best stuff tonight. Credit Purdue's defense for how they played, but this game was a couple made shots, and I know this is cliche to say from being completely different, but to think that Purdue shoots 56% from 3, and Illinois shoots 25, and it's just a 7-point game, and was literally back and forth the entire game. That's something to be said about Illinois. They were right there.
Jeff, what's your thought process with Illinois? Because last night we talked about this, and the biggest thing was, yes, they are potent offensively, but they kind of are what they are, which is a good team, could make the second weekend, but to us, at least last night, that was about it. If they make the Sweet 16, that would be a real accomplishment, but I don't know if they're going to get past the round of 32.
Well, that's the problem with Illinois, right? You've got two dudes in Shannon and Domask that are awesome. And again, Shannon, the key to him is you got to get him in transition. If you can get him in transition, nobody's stopping him. But if you force him to rely on threes, he's a different player. That's what you got to be able to do. I thought, again, listen, Illinois, what they did, they basically said, you know what? And it worked in the first half, which was we're going to play Edie 1-on-1, and we're going to make the other guys beat us. And in the first half, they didn't really do enough. And then in the second half, again, they made those key shots. They made open threes. They got going. Gillis made 2 in a row. Again, Lawyer made a couple shots. Lance Jones made one. Braden Smith made a dagger at the end. So it's pick your poison. What do you do with Zach Edey? Honestly, what do you do? If you double him, then again, these guys are going to get open shots. If you try to play him straight up, he's going to eat you alive. So as long as Illinois gets Shannon going in transition, they have a chance to beat almost anybody. I still feel like these guys have to work for too much. They got to get it in transition because in the half court, they don't have a point guard that makes their life easy. They don't have that dude. Ty Rodgers is not a point guard. He's not. He's a great guy coming off the bench who's just a dog, and he gets after it. And I know Underwood loves him, but this team is missing what they thought Sky Clark was going to be, right? And obviously he's at Louisville now. He transferred out, but that's what they thought he was going to be when they signed him. They don't have that point guard.
What's going on, everybody? Rob Doster here from the Field of 68, and I need to tell you about a partnership that we just signed with Autograph, a fandom company co-founded by the GOAT himself, Tom Brady.
Brady in the gun. Touchdown, Patriots!
I can't deal with my clogged Twitter feed anymore. Every single tweet gets 3 responses from some Twitter bot promoting gambling picks. I just want to read the articles, man. I just want to read stories. I just want to listen to my favorite podcast. I just want to consume the content that breaks down my favorite college basketball team, and I want to do it all in one place. Now I can with the new Autograph Rewarding Fandom app. That place exists. And here's the best part about it. The more content you consume about your favorite team and the more reward points that I rack up, the better my chances are going to be to score one-of-a-kind fan merch, discounted tickets to games, or other awesome items and experiences on the Autograph app. So go download it, use that referral code F68, that's F68, and get access today. And hey, if you do, maybe I'll get my buddy Tom to send you a thank you note.
True, McCall?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but I do still think that
Oh my
there's enough
goodness.
talent.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry for cutting you off. I have to cut. We're in real time. At the buzzer, Georgia Tech has just shocked Wake Forest at the Horn, 70-69. And on this Tuesday night, March the 5th, the 2023-24 Wake Forest season has come to an end. Any parting words for Steve Forbes' team, Jeff?
So, John, I'm just tweeting just to make sure I can do this. John Fanta has officially
Wow.
It's
buried-
over.
Can I say
It's over.
buried?
It's over.
Is that
No,
fair?
no.
Buried Wake Forest?
No, I haven't buried Wake Forest. Damon Stoudemire did. Georgia Tech just ended Wake Forest season. Wake Forest has now dropped 3 in a row. Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, and at home to Georgia Tech. That's it, McCall. I'm sorry, but that's over. And the ACC is going to get what?
It's hard to argue. It's really hard to argue with that right now because you had that in front of you. You had it in front of you, and they're winnable games. And yeah, you're done.
I blame.
You don't deserve to get in.
I blame the court storming. I blame the court.
We'll tease it for later. We'll get back to Purdue, Illinois here. McCall, is that what's holding Illinois back? That they don't have a point guard?
I mean, you could say that, but again, the talent, Terrence Shannon, despite what everyone says and everything that's transpired this year, you're talking about a guy that's a top 5 player in the country.
But it doesn't make people better. But Matt, you need a point guard to make people better, to make lives easier. You know this. What's the most important thing as a college coach that you want to have? What is the most important
shot making? Shot making.
Okay, that's fine. In shot making, they have that.
Created the game when he put the peach basket up there, put the ball in the basket. Shot making.
Okay.
Shot making.
Fair. But don't you have a ceiling on your team if you don't have quality point guard play? You can win a game here. You can win a game there. Maybe you can get to the Sweet 16. And again, for Illini fans, that might be a success. But you're not going – I don't think you're going further than that this year. I don't.
I don't disagree. I definitely don't disagree. But I wouldn't be shocked is what I'm saying with the parity in college basketball. Because I think we're going to see a team that makes it to Phoenix that none of us are talking about. Right? Like we talk about the 3. We talk about Purdue, we talk about UConn, and we talk about Houston. But there's going to be someone that makes it out there that none of us are expecting.
Yes.
There is. Much like last season. We never thought San Diego State and FAU were making the Final Four. No, we never thought that. So would I be shocked if they make it because of their talent level? No, I wouldn't be shocked. Would not be shocked.
Here's the stat that I bring up with this. I don't like to overwhelm people with numbers, but this is one that sticks out. 19 of the last 22 national champions since 2001 ranked in the top 31 of adjusted defensive efficiency when entering the tournament. The 3 teams that did not, 2021 Baylor, 2015 Duke, and 2009 North Carolina. The lowest ranking of those teams was 44th with Baylor a couple years ago. Illinois, not top 50, not top 60, not top 70, not top 80, not top 90, not top 100, or 103rd. They don't defend well enough. They don't defend well enough.
And over the last month, actually tonight was probably the best they've looked defensively in a month. But over the last month, if you look at it, they're probably closer to 200 than 103rd. I mean, honestly, they've been abysmal lately. And I heard Hummel say it on the broadcast, or Barta, one of them said, we asked Brad Underwood, like, why? And Brad Underwood was like, I don't know why we've been so bad. Because, again, they have the talent. It's not like they lack the talent to be a good defensive team. And that's what scares the hell out of you.
Purdue, 27-3. They've done everything.
Hey, they're the number one overall seed now. Fanta, we can give them the number one overall seed, I think, unless they lose in the first game of the Big Ten tournament. Their resume is, to me, clearly superior now than anybody else in college basketball.
Well, they already had the most combined Q1, Q2 wins. They just added an 11th. So you've got 11 quadrant 1 wins. There are some teams that don't even have like 7 or 8 combined quadrant 1-2 wins. Between their Q1 and Q2 wins, they have 17. 17. That resume is unbelievable. And I gotta say, we've said this before, but Jeff, to your point, this team has done everything in their power to show that they're the best in the country, right?
You know what they've also done? They haven't hid, kind of like Tony Bennett did with Virginia after losing to UMBC. Matt Painter hasn't hid from it. He takes it head on, and you have to do that.
Embraced it.
Yeah,
embraced it.
That's right.
Embraced it. 100%.
Up next, we go to the Big 12. Kansas back in action tonight. Kevin McCullough, what did he do? Plus, Bubble Watch, whose season stays alive? This is After Dark.
What's going on, guys? Before we get back to the show, I need to let you all know about the Field of 68 Daily, an all-encompassing college basketball newsletter that arrives in your inbox, you guessed it, daily. For less than $1 a week, you'll wake up every morning to more than 1,500 words detailing everything that you need to know to stay up to date on the world of college basketball. From the notable mid-major upsets to the stars that are out injured to the breakout performances that only our team of college basketball junkies watched. The Daily is edited and produced by Mike Miller, who spent more than 2 decades running NBC's digital written content, and is subscribed by more than half of the Division I coaching staffs, the biggest names in college basketball media, and the agents that work as power brokers in the sport. For just $50 for the year, you get access to the same information that the insiders get. And before we get you back to your regularly scheduled Field of 68 content, let me tell you guys about the Field of 68 merch store. Head over to fieldof68.shop for officially branded Field of 68 apparel. Whether you're supporting your favorite team in the student section or from the couch, there is no better way to gear up than the latest from the Field of 68. The best thing I can say about our merch is the quality of the product. Anyone that has ever worn a t-shirt knows how frustrating it is when the neck gets all stretched out and the bottom of the shirt starts looking like the bottom of bell-bottom jeans. And there's nothing worse than a hoodie that loses its snugness that makes it such a perfect way to stay warm during the cold winter weather. Whether you're shopping for yourself or for the college basketball fan in your life, everything you need is at the fieldof68.shop. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.